Hi, my name is Michael, a lead technician here at Mechanique. Today's video will be going over cleaning the batteries, checking the batteries, and when to recommend for replacement. So today when we're looking at our batteries, we're going to be wanting to check if there's any corrosion, any obvious corrosion, any loose connections, which we have one here, or any acid that's actually pouring out from overcharging or from being an old battery. Another thing we're going to notice is that our cold cranking amp is at 650, so when we test later on, we'll know what spec to put in. So the first thing we will check is our voltage just off the hop. Anything that's 12.7 and maybe to 12.5 is really good. Anything below 9.6 is not enough current for it to be starting for the starter to turn over. So when I just check my lead here, I'm at 12.1, which is good. So again, 9.6 and below is not good. All right, so now we'll be using our battery analyzer test. We'll be checking the load from the alternator and also the cranking that's coming out of the battery. So step by step, we'll go through here. It is a wet type battery. As I'd mentioned before, we're dealing with CCA here. So we'll be dealing with that. And our cranking amps are 650. We'll adjust that to 650. It's doing its test now. And we're done. We have 100% life. We are at 650 rating, and it's measured 665 at 12.18 volts. The next thing we'll be doing is a load test with the alternator. So we'll start the car. And enter to proceed. So no load test. Make sure all electrical loads are off, so lights, wiper blades, etc. We're going to rev the engine to 3,000 and press enter. Rev to 3,000 and hold it. And hold it. As you can see at 3,000 and no load test, you have an average charging of 14.45, which is really good. If you have a charging under 13 and starting to drop, you have a bad alternator or a draw coming from the computer or etc. So now what we'll do is turn on the wiper blades, high beams, and other lights, as much load as you can, and start the car and do the same thing as well, up to 3,000. Now the wipers are on, and I'll get my helper here. Yep. And as you can see, our results are good. Our charging is at 14.38. So now that we have our printed results here from our load test machine, it's always good to give this to the service advisor up front so they can give to the customer so they can know their status of their battery. And just to double check everything, I will be using a multimeter, and we're going to look at our load at our voltage again, which is again, it's at 12.1 almost. And when I start it, I still have that charging. If it is not charging, you will see this number drop. So for battery corrosion, you can use two of things. You can use your battery clean can here, or you can use baking soda and water. And what you're gonna wanna do is lightly spray this battery clean, and it'll change color because that's the chemical eating away at the acid. After it starts to eat away, you're going to want to brush lightly and clean off any excess acid that's on the terminal. Once it's all done and clean and you're happy with it, you're gonna use some hot water and just pour it right over so you have no mess and it looks like a clean professional job, and it'll end up looking something like this.